Hello, guys. How's everyone going? How you going, Brett?
Hello.
Looks like we've got a fair few people in again in the show, and everything's running the same way as we always expected to be, right on time. No, it's fairly easily done, guys. I got a clock down timer that actually switches over right at 6 o'clock, and then we better be live because otherwise you'll see empty seats here. Yeah, so you had a good week, Brett?
Oh, good 2 weeks.
Good 2 weeks, yeah?
Yeah.
So
flat out.
tell the guys what you've been up to. For everyone that's that doesn't actually know what you did over the last few weeks.
If I frozen up, straight up.
Sorry?
Am I freezing up?
No, you're good. No, it's all good.
I'm getting the spinning wheel of death here.
The spinning wheel of death is coming your way.
Oh God!
No, we can still see you, Brett, and you're still alive. Everything's good.
Okay.
Yeah. So what did you do during the week? You did a workshop.
Yeah, I did a workshop in Montville. Thanks to Garrett's Camera House and obviously Maurice, Sony product manager and all of that. Yeah, did that 2-day workshop up there. Where did I go after that? I think following week I went to down Columban school camp.
Yeah.
So being pretty busy and yeah, back and then I did a swimming carnival. Yeah, so yeah, for the school. So I've been flat out. And
so everyone's complaining they're seeing lots of spinning and frozen images here. But I'm running a screen here to test. So it's a totally separate computer, and I'm watching what's happening on YouTube, and it all seems to be running smooth here. So guys, there might be just internet connection problems with maybe because of the heat today. I'm not sure what's going on.
I know that Darwin had a total blackout right across the state. Obviously, all the air cons and that running and so forth. So, yeah. But we'll see how we go.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. Yeah. So, yeah. Very sorry if people are not. Me? Well, yeah. I've been running around a fair bit, trying to get images done and all that. And guys are gonna see it very soon. I've actually compiled a video. I put it up on my collective Facebook group, but I've since improved it a little bit, so there's a little bit more to it again. So that's all really good. And we managed to. I went with Michelle down to Warwick to see the sunflowers, and they are flowering early. That. So guys, if you want to see sunflowers and you've had that in your plan, you might want to plan soon because they are flowering right now. So they're in full bloom. And also, what I would suggest for everyone that actually is going, bring AeroGuard with you, because the flies were just incredible. They were just full on, and Michelle can vouch for that. I mean, we were just fighting with them. I think most of the times we weren't actually taking pictures. We were actually using our cameras to fend off flies. So, yeah,
and welcome incredible. Everybody in the chat, Laura and Michelle.
Yeah, we've got Sharon here. We've got
Sharon.
Who else? We've got Lauren, and we've got Steve here. How's everyone going? And Michelle is here, obviously. Yeah. So
Steve Wag.
Yeah, it's all cool, guys. So yeah,
and
thanks
Laura,
for tuning
met
in.
Up with the Sony Alpha Melbourne people, hey? How did that go?
Yeah. So Sharon is in there as well. Looks like the girls are all here. Yeah. I mean, the girls have been really loyal to our show, Brett. I gotta say. I mean,
yes.
I don't know what it is here in Queensland, but it just, I mean, we're really successful with the women.
The men are slacking off. Come on, guys. I've noticed in the 2-day workshop in Montville, all the attendees were photographers and pro photographers, females, right? Guys, none of you showed up. So what's the go?
No, no. Well, there was one male participant, was there, Brett?
Yeah.
From what I understand.
Oh yeah, a 14-year-old boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. He was fantastic. Knew his stuff. Yeah, good on you, mate. Yeah, you're doing a great job. But
yeah, there was
girls,
it got me head scratching, you know, which direction I'm taking my workshops next year. So yeah, it's and Steve says guys, we need more boys.
Yeah.
And Lauren said she got to meet Mark Gaylor down in Melbourne. There you go.
There you go, man.
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
Time, yeah, nice guy, top guy. Yep. Always friendly and courteous to everybody and that. So he's got plenty of time for everybody.
So Lauren went all gaga and she made an idiot of herself being a fangirl. So what did you get him to sign on your skin and you're getting a tattoo now? But he was lovely, says Lauren. Yeah.
Yeah, but guys, I gotta mention, you really need to, you know, what I've seen in the last couple of weeks. The females are eating these male photographers. They're getting on the app and they're going to workshops and they're trying out gear and everything, mate. You know, and you know it's soon going to be a female dominant thing. Way to go, girls!
Well, I've been saying it's been a crazy year, and on that line, Brett, I think we'll get our show on the road, and I'll run the video, and then we'll come back and show proper. And then we're gonna really get into it. And Steve also said that he met Mark in Adelaide. That would have been on the bus tour, Steve.
I don't know if he got that far when the pandemic came out.
Okay,
but,
so maybe some other time. I don't know. He was in Adelaide. There you go. Yeah, Mark gets around a fair bit. So.
Yep.
And I know he's actually been he did a hotel a 2-week isolation lockdown as well because he was still traveling in COVID time. Okay, so here we go. Crazy year. And hello everyone, here we are in the show proper. Hello Brett, how are you?
Good, how are you, mate?
Yeah, good. I'm still going like this, you know. I don't know what it
from yesterday.
Oh, look, we went to see some sunflowers, and Warwick is there are more flowers than there is population. I can more flies than there is population over there. It was just incredible, the amount of flies.
And how much fly spray did you? Oh, well, not fly spray, but
Aerogard.
Aerogard that you put on.
Oh, look, I mean, we went to one field and then we had enough of it. I mean, we just, the flies were driving us insane, and then we that was myself and Michelle going, and then we decided to go to a service station and get some cold drinks and whatever. And you know, like I saw the Aerogard there and got that, and I just sprayed myself, you know, in the face, and closed my eyes and sprayed myself in the face and the ears and everywhere. And we got to the battleground, should I say, down to another sunflower field, and I got out of a car and the flies were just right on me again. Aerogard or no Aerogard. I mean, Aerogard helped maybe 50%. Wooding off 50%, but there were just some die-hard flies that just didn't get it. They just they were just on. But we did manage to get some pictures, so that's good.
You're lucky they weren't midgets. They apparently
Midgies?
were. So
oh, look, I mean,
I don't know. I know in
I mean, the midgies are almost like a bit like sandflies as well. They're just as painful and hurt. And
well, that's right. Yep.
Oh, that's it's a never-ending. But look, I mean, hello to everyone that's here on the show. I can see we've got Steve Wagstaff, we've got Michelle Glorin, we got who else have we got here, guys? Sharon is here as well. How you going, Sharon? And
we've only got one guy in the group, Steve.
Well, I think people are not waking up to our show yet. You know, we just got to shake them a bit more. You know. And try to wake them all up and see if they actually get going and participate in the show. There's a lot of people that come in afterwards, after the show is over, and they come in. A lot of guys from the US that we know, etc. So and Europe as well. So so we're going international, yay! And they are actually really enjoying the show and listening to what the Australians get up to. And we've got a fair few things to talk about, and let's get into the news, Brett. What do you reckon?
Let's do it. Get it out and way and done.
Okay, now let me bring up the news. So here, I'm just going to get into this, and I thought this was really interesting, Brett. And it's not directly related to photography. This news part, but it's called the Zoom F2, and if no one has heard about this, Zoom basically makes audio recording devices, so they you fit them onto your body, etc., and they actually do ambient recordings, etc., and they are separate from camera. So you basically record sound on these devices, and then later in edit you bring all that in when you're recording video, etc. Like wedding photographers would use stuff like this, and also interviewers, etc. Now, but what I'm trying to get to here is the interesting part about the Zoom F2 is that you can see there's the wedding couple there coming up in a minute. There you go. And also here it does tell you that the F2, it features a 32-bit recording. So in other words, let's put it in layman's terms, it records audio raw. So if people don't understand what that means, is that you can't adjust on this unit. There is no adjustment control for adjusting the input volume, the gain. There is no adjustment there, so you don't have to worry about that. It just records, and whatever it records, it will be perfect in playback, and you can adjust it in afterwards. That's unheard of. I've never heard of any recorder that can actually do this. And it just simplifies recording, and it becomes a no-brainer. So you can't really stuff up the audio recording anymore. unless you got the lavalier not connected or something crazy like that.
And you get a lav mic with that set too. So
yeah, you get a lav mic with the set, and it also has an and there you can see how big it is actually in the guy's hand. So it's just miniature, and it also like you put an SD card into it. Sorry, a micro SD card, and that you recorded to that SD card. And it comes in two flavors, as I said. It comes as the F2, and it comes as the F2 Bluetooth or BT.
Yeah.
And this has really got me excited because it's something that I've always been looking out to, because I mean, look, 9 times out of 10 you come home and the audio recording doesn't sound really all that good. So, I mean, unless you've got an audio technician with you and he purposely monitors the audio in his bag, he's usually got a device in there and he's got a headset on to actually listen to it all. It just makes it really difficult to make sure that your audio is good. And then when it stuffs up and you find out in the field, then you have to start recording all over again. So so this sort of gets rid of all that idea, and it's got like playback buttons. As
we dropped down again.
No, we're live. I'm watching us here in the in YouTube. I think you're dropping out, Brett. Yep, we lost Brett. Okay. So there goes Brett. I'm just gonna wait for him to call back again, guys. Very sorry about that. I'm just going to see what the comments are here. Lauren says she chopped her hair in a fit of rage. So there you go. Short hair, Lauren. And Steve. I can see, guys, you are all following the news here. Spiny circle again here. Back now. Yeah, that's it's really strange because I'm not seeing any dropouts here. Strange. Okay, guys, just bear with us. I'm just waiting for Brett to call us back. Okay, so I'm just going to move on to the next news. And the I did a video about ARM and the new CPU from Apple, and it's finally come out, as everyone might have heard. It's come out in 3 different flavors. There's the Mac Mini, there is the MacBook Air, and the MacBook Pro 13 inches. What they've done is they've replaced the Intel CPU with an Apple branded CPU. It's called the M1. And all I'm hearing about this is just good news. It very fast, runs very cold. It doesn't draw much wattage, and therefore is an ideal editing program computer. So yeah, so this is obviously the first iteration of Apple computers that are now out, and obviously next year they're going to get even more beefy again. They're going to bring out the Pro versions of all these computers, and obviously the iMacs themselves will probably come out now with these. But all I'm hearing is just very good news. What is interesting about these CPUs is that inside the chip, everything is inside the chip, even the graphics card. The RAM is inside the chip, so there is almost no delay over the circuit board or anything like that. So the travel time for a signal to go in between each other and them talking to each other is all confined in this little chip, which makes this computer just absolutely fast. And yeah, I'm not sure, but head on over to Apple.com or Apple Australia and do have a look, and there you can see the chipset graph, how it actually works there. But yeah, good to hear that we are making advancements now with chipsets that heat up. A good step ahead. And here's Brett. Hello, Brett.
I'm back.
Hang on, I can hear my sound in your speakers.
Yep, there we go.
And Azza is in as well. So how you going, Azza? Yeah, I've just gone right ahead, Brett. Just going right ahead with the news. You know, just overstepping in. Just talking about the Apple computers and all that of what's going on there. But what I'm suggesting, guys, is what Apple has done. They've given people grace, so you can go out and buy this computer and try it out. And I think it's until 5th of January. And if you're not happy with it, you bring it back and you get your money back. But make sure that is all true in your country, and make sure that is, you know, like it's all hearsay coming from me. So do check it out. If you're interested in maybe testing this, or you want to buy a computer, see for yourself. Find out if you want to buy one, or walk into the shop, into the Apple shop, and have a good look at it. Very interesting to look at. I mean, the MacBook Air now doesn't even have a fan in it. That's how cold these things run. So yeah, very interesting. Yep, and yeah, you're right, Michelle. Brett was frozen.
Yeah. God.
Yeah, he's in that movie. Frozen.
Frozen in time.
As I says, good day all. Yes. Okay.
Yeah,
so I need to. I'll just move on with the news, because we're not really hung up on necessarily on news, etc. So I've just picked out some segments that I thought we could talk about. The other thing is now that Voigtlander has teamed up with Casino, and I think they're sort of like a sister group now. They have joined up, and they brought out this beautiful new lens. It's called the Super Nocton 29mm, and this is the fastest production lens in the world. It's the f/0.8. But guys, listen me up. This is production lens. Okay, this is the fastest production lens in the world. We've already talked about 0.7 lenses, but this you can actually buy if you want. So it's just so interesting. So that's the suggested retail price. You know, all that will be that will all come out later on in the year when it comes out. I mean, they got a price here in yen, 225,000 yen, which sounds very expensive to me.
Yeah.
But I don't have a converter here on me. But you're looking at around $2,000 American. So if you want speed, it would be manual. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. I can't see people putting any kind of autofocusing drive in a barrel like that. That size barrel would have to be a lot chubby, more thicker and bigger. But
depending on the price. Yeah, if the price is way too high for a manual lens,
Well, I just thought it would be just noteworthy to bring something like that up. You know, like there's a lot of people that want fast lenses, but guys, that don't believe the hype. If you want to try and focus on something at 0.8, it is tough. It is really hard to do that.
That's right, especially without AF on it, because if it's manual, it's going to slow you down. So
I mean, if you're at 0.8, your focusing range is probably the thickness of a hair. That's how detailed you have to be if you want to get that right.
Yep. But anyhow, yeah. Next story.
And Michelle says, "Lucky you, Lauren. You must." Okay, so we're talking about the Milky Way again. Astro.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's advance. Okay, so this is also interesting that Sony is getting themselves into. I mean, I'm not sure if I actually did this in the last news. Actually, AirPeak, but AirPeak is This is the new name for their drone that they are building. So Sony is going into the droning business, yeah, we're just gonna stay tuned and listen and see what's happening. Yeah, there's, you know, it's they are building it. You can actually see there is a United States patent application for this drone, etc. I mean, you can just see a little bit of a sketch on the bottom there, but not much. So yeah, just interesting.
Yeah, well, this has only been a bit of a peak. They haven't really shown anything, but yeah. So I saw this a couple of weeks ago, and yeah, and since then there's been nothing more about it. So
I mean, they would have to do. I mean, they would have to do a lot of catching up with DJI with their drones. I mean, I do have a drone. You can just see it just up there. I've got the
vaguely
DJI Pro. Yeah, I mean, they're just bulletproof at the moment, these drones, and I love it. But I would like to go and fly it a lot more, actually. So in the future to come. Yeah, it'll be interesting. And guys, this is promise everyone, this is the last bit of news. It just seems like everyone is just sitting back going, yeah, I get it, yeah.
Yeah.
But Olympus is doing their last hooray because, as we reported in one of our previous shows, is that Olympus has sold their camera business, and it's been bought up by someone else, and so as a going away present, Olympus decided to build one more. There's one more lens, and they brought out the 150 to 400.
400
at a constant 4.5, and that really tricked me up when I first read that, and I thought, wow, you know, like constant 4.5. That is really noteworthy. But it comes at a price. It's $7,499.
Yeah, I just looked at that.
US, which is I think that there is a note underneath. I don't know if people can actually read that, but it does say overkill price there. Now it has been confusing to read because whoever wrote this didn't write the sentence properly. But they are saying you can pre-order the lens for $2,000. So I just don't quite understand. But if someone is interested, if any of you guys are Olympus shooters and you've got an Olympus body, that's your lens to get. That's the dream lens for everyone that's got an Olympus.
It looks like a fantastic lens. I have to admit.
And you and I had that discussion, Brett. You know, we did. We were discussing this sort of like what could Sony bring out that would be an interesting zoom, hyper zoom lens. You know, something in between what we've already got.
Yeah, definitely somewhere like 70-300. You know, f4, at least. Even faster. But constant. I think that's the mid-range is missing at the moment, because we got the 70-200, the 100, 400, and then we go into the 200, 600, and then we go to the 400, and then the 600 primes. So then you got the other ones on your crop sensor, you know, what's it, 18, 310 or something like that, and those sort of things. But but on full frame, a nice 300 prime would be nice.
Yeah.
You know,
there is a Nikon makes a 200 prime. I think it's a f2.8.
Yeah.
Get me wrong, guys, but that's a very hefty lens. But the people that own that lens, they swear by it. They love it. So it's just another one of those things where I keep saying that the 135. I haven't got the 135. I've got that here up on the shelf, but the 135 is a little bit too far away. Like it's it's sort of like an in-between lens, and a lot of people like me, I keep saying that would like the 105 again in a Sony 105, please, fast 105. That would be something that could be done, like a 200mm, maybe a 300, or an in-between, like a 150 to 500, something like that. That would be interesting.
Yeah, I suppose, but it really comes down to what's really being demanded, So, I used 100 400 in Sports Carnival swimming last week, and I felt the 100 end was a bit too far. I would have been happier around about 70 to 400 would have been much better. I mean, that's an odd thing, but the way I was shooting, getting down low and that, but I found I had to stand off about at least 2 meters from the edge of the pool to get them into the frame, not so close, but when they come to the edge. So
are you saying for a swimming carnival you would have been better off with like a 70 to 200?
Well, but the 200 wouldn't get you really close in like the 400 on the other end. So I like getting in really close, down low, almost horizontal, and when you wait their head, they're coming out of the water, and you feel their frame and you see the action. 200 you wouldn't get that. So
I mean, ideal is when you've got two bodies, and then you've got like a 70 to 200 on one body, and then you've got a 100 to 400 or 200 to 600 on the other body. And then you can fast switch and not miss the action. Like, I mean, you always see sports shooters, they've always got 2, 3, maybe 4, even 4 bodies sitting there with different lenses. So they don't swap out lenses ever. You never see a sports photographer swapping out a lens. I mean, the sports photographer just picks up another body with the lens and just goes for it. But it's an expensive way to do it, when you are talking about like a $4,000 Australian body, and then you need the lens as well, and then before you know it, you've got substantial gear then that you are carrying around with you, and at every time you are not even, like when you're looking through the lens, and if you're in a public place, you're not looking at all your camera gear, and so it's it's a bit tricky.
That's right.
Yeah, and then there you go. Steve just mentioned that Sony does need to update their lineup, like the 70 to 200 2.8. But it's coming. I'm sure Sony is working on it. They're not usually all that far behind. But guys, just remember that construction of a camera body or construction of a lens, it's basically the camera or the body of the lens. They're set in stone, like 2 years before it actually comes out. And then everyone starts building this, and it's designed, and etc. So it's basically it is set. So by the time, so they've got to look into the future a little bit and predict what is going to work in the future. So
especially
sometimes when
new bodies,
sometimes they miss the aim a little bit. Like it's we've had this this thing when Nikon and Canon brought out their first mirrorless full frames, and they only put one card slot in, and then everyone was screaming, "Where's our 2 card slot?" And now they've caught up now with the second version of the mirrorless cameras. So that's something. Once it's in motion, they can't change that anymore. Like that happened 2 years ago, and they were thinking that would be good. It just happens.
But anyhow,
Yeah,
but
Brett.
this lens looks pretty good. So yeah.
Yeah, it's an interesting lens.
Yeah, see what happens.
Now, guys, I've got something beautiful in store here. Well, how about if I just do the our Facebook groups, Brett?
Yep, that's right.
Just bring that up quickly. And guys, if we do this every show, so it's not important for the people that are already in the Facebook group, but it could be important for the people that are not. Yeah, photo walk, Sharon. Yes, I know. We'll be talking about that very soon. Settle down. Okay, so Brett runs the Sony Alpha Brisbane group. He's the administrator, and you can see it there on the right-hand side. And I run the Photographers Collective, and we switch. Brett is moderator for Photographers Collective, and I'm moderator for Sony Alpha Brisbane, together with other people that are moderating. You know, there's always news in there and of what's going on. We always put that in the announcements or in the events as well. So do have a good hover around and look around. Sometimes you have to scroll down a little bit to see what's been going on, etc. But it's really good news and a really good Facebook group actually altogether. Yeah, so there's no haggling going on or anything like that. So we're loving it. So the other thing also is that we are going to be doing a lot more workshops in the year 2021, we basically are trying to. Sorry, these are all old texts that I didn't delete. Yeah, so we offer macro, cityscape, fashion, studio, whatever you can or you might want to know about or you might want to think about. We do one-on-one bespoke workshops, and just approach us. You can direct mail us and get info from us and see what we could tailor up for you. It's very important that and we're very passionate about our work, and we love helping people, and we can always tailor something.
Yep.
Yeah, and Lauren says challenge accepted, says 2021. Yeah, and it's just coming so close to Christmas now, Brett. Just think about it. It's another 30 days or so, and it's Christmas.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
And I just want to say, I've already put up in my Instagram storyline that I'll be looking for some models for workshops next year. So, but anyhow,
I mean, look around, guys. There's going to be a lot of announcements coming for 2021 in workshop-wise, so it's going to be a real crazy year for learning, especially, so and we're really thinking hard about what we can stage, and if anyone wants to suggest something to us, and they want to do certain workshops, etc., we'll throw that around. It always comes down to the numbers. Obviously, we need enough people to stage a workshop. Obviously, we can't just unless it's a bespoke workshop for one person. We just need certain numbers so we can actually do these sort of things.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's right.
And obviously we've got the November workshop, November photo walk. And that's happening next weekend, Brett.
Yep, 28th. Yep.
28th is D-Day, and it's a Saturday. So...
Yep, so a bit of a walk around Sunset.
Booking now, it's going to be on South Bank.
Night time.
In Brisbane.
Night, photography as well. So we're going to, I think we were going about 8 o'clock or something. Yeah.
Woohoo! I'll be there. So it's going to be really interesting. Yeah, so book early, guys, and get in there. And I know there have been a few people.
And also, November, we're thinking about, we may do a barbecue somewhere. for all those people that supported us during this year and last year before, that still turned up during the COVID.
For some crazy reason, you guys always turn up.
Yeah. So, but we're going to see if we can do a barbecue somewhere, and it'll be just more about a barbecue and getting together and celebrating 2020, what was left of it anyhow. So yeah.
Well, I would like to commiserate it and kick it in the backside and get it out of there. Bring on 2021 for sure.
Yeah.
For so many reasons.
So if you'd be interested in that, unfortunately I'll probably still have to charge, but if we can charge enough, I mean, look, normal cost that I normally do a photo walk, but like I said, barbecue, and I'll bring the snags and whatever else and I cook for you. So how's that sound like for a deal?
I'll bring myself.
But
I'll bring some music. How about that, Brett? I'll bring a speaker, a Bluetooth speaker, and we'll just we can boogie all night long.
Yeah. So if
we're allowed to dance now, right, in groups?
Yeah,
which is really good.
Yeah. So, but we'll think about that, and so either comment down in our link down here in the live chat, or go into our groups and comment in there. And
guys, absolutely have a go and commenting and really being active and letting us know what you guys are interested in. And Lauren, you gotta hoof it up here. You've got to come up here for the barbecue and see us.
Yeah.
Steve just mentioned about the RX100. A lot of times we obviously in this show we talk a lot about, like maybe APS-C, but mainly full frame cameras as well. But I mean, we always keep on forgetting to mention the RX100, like the RX100 and he's said it's a great camera, 24 to 200 mil zoom on it is really interesting, and that's the thing. You've got to have enough light coming in.
Yeah. Look, it's to what I've heard and seen, Steve. It is a great little camera. All those little ones, it's actually quite surprised what you can get out of those little cameras and that. But if you're using, and obviously most of these like a bridge camera, basically, but in good light. I mean, look, I can't honestly say much about it. I'm more of a full frame.
You mean rangefinder?
Yeah.
Rangefinder.
Yeah. I've handled them at workshops and stuff like that, but I've never really sort of gotten into them and try them out myself, because I know that the full frames was what I use. So
I've had I've still got the RX100 version 5, but it's sitting in pieces in boxes, and it's got a few problems. It dropped onto concrete, and I needed to replace the top plate. But when I stripped it all down, the one of the internal ribbons, the electronic ribbons. It was so brittle it actually just broke. Because of the heat inside those ribbons. They're plastic and they go brittle, and once you start taking them apart and you move them a little bit, they break straight away. So not recommended doing it yourself, folks. But, I mean, maybe one day I might actually yell myself to fixing it. But that was a great camera too. Okay, so how about we do the we're gonna talk about macro, Brett. How about it?
That's right.
I've got a little video, guys. If you have been to my Facebook group, Collectors Photographers Collective, would have maybe seen it, but I've added some more onto it. So let's play this, and we'll just go from there, and then we start talking about this lens, the micro lens, the 90mm. So guys, there you got to see a little bit about video micro work. A lot of people use, and this is what we're going to be talking about, Brett. The 90mm.
That's right.
This is the 90mm macro, as Brett calls it, the macro, the Excalibur. It's a G, so it's a 90mm Sony G. It's an f2.8, and you'll see that the automatic AF and manual AF or MF has got a clutch in the front. So you slide this ring in the front, forwards and backwards, and that will clutch in and out the focusing system. You've got what is it called? The focus hold button.
Yep.
There, is there just one? Yeah, there's only one on this. Okay, so only one. Then you've got the
clutch,
optical steady shot. So you got it's stabilized as well. So you got the on-off switch here, and also you've got, and this is something that we need to talk about, Brett. This is the far to close up range, focusing range. Okay.
Yep.
So and obviously it comes with the hood, and I should take this off and so people can see the actual glory. This is the glorious piece of glass. Yeah, I'm absolutely in love with this lens, and if anyone ever thinks about doing macro or wants a nice portrait camera lens, this is almost a no-brainer. This is a fantastic little unit, and a lot of people are talking about that it needs replacing. There is actually, is there a seal? Yeah, I think there is a little. No, there's no seal on this. No, there's no seal. Sorry, guys. So this is not really 100% weatherproof, but I don't think you really need it on a lens like this. This is more like it. Even though it's specialized, it's just so flexible of what you can do with it.
Yep, that's exactly right.
Yeah. So you've done a lot of portrait photography with this, haven't you, Brad?
I have, yeah. Studio, on location shots. It's a brilliant lens. I mean, for 90mm, the compression with 2.8, you get a lot of fantastic smooth bokeh from this lens, and it's still incredibly sharp on your subject. It is a bit sluggish at times, but as Marsh mentioned, if you use the limiter, the focusing limiter, and once you set that right, you're not going to have the hunting back and forth that it's known for. That's why you got those little switches on the side. In conjunction with IAF, quick. It is blazing fast. Once you got in the right focus plane and in the limiter in the right area. So, really in terms of portraiture, I haven't had an issue. Yes, you might get in a bit of strife when you're actually using macro and insects and stuff, especially 1-to-1. But if Mark will show you, if on the ring selector there, when you use the clutch, you can see they got markings in blue and orange and white. So it tells you where you're focusing distance at. So once you got that clicked down, it'll load and tell you the distance you should be at those focal points and so forth.
Yeah.
It's much easier doing it that way and so forth. But
yeah, I've got to tell you, I've never used them.
Oh, have you? But it helps you, wherever you focus, you look at to where it's pointing, and it tells you, well, how far you should be away from your subject. Yeah. At that focal point and so forth. Yeah. So other than that, and as you saw Mark with he did a video. He actually used video with the macro 90.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a very flexible kind of and if you've never done video macro, it's so it sucks you in. Really, it is really interesting and rewarding as well, as you could see. You know, like what I've done with the ants, and if anyone is interested in wanting to know where that was shot, that was shot in Tambourine Mountain, of course, in the Botanical Gardens where we did our last photo walk.
Yep.
But obviously I didn't do it in the photo walk. I did it in my own time. Well,
I'll share some photos from the 90mm macro if we want to do that, Mark.
Yeah, I'm just seeing that Steve just mentioned the RX100 has got yep. Brett did that too quickly.
Right.
No, it's all right. Just stay where you are. I'm just going to switch you over to your screen share. There we go. And yeah, for some reason, I keep losing your image, Brett.
I don't know.
It doesn't matter. We'll just work through it now. Okay.
Nobody so wants to see my ugly head anyhow. But,
yeah, all I'm getting is a Skype image up, so it's really strange. Yeah. So what can you? This was shot with the 90mm.
That's correct. This is the 90mm, guys, and this is what I'm talking about. If you look in the background, the bokeh is just buttery smooth. Probably nowhere near as the 135 because everything just gets obliterated by that lens. But in this shot, you can see the background. You know, you can still make out the background, and yeah, so you know where she is and stuff. So
yeah, but see, the 90mm does something really interesting where the bokeh is very unusual for from what I've seen. It curves like I don't know what it does. It just gives it that dreamy look.
Yeah.
It's unlike other lenses, because the other lenses blur everything out and it gives you a bokeh look. Yes, but it doesn't. It does something different to the bokeh with the 90mm. Especially when you're doing trees and branches, you will see that sort of like it keeps going with the lines of the branches. The lines are still there. You can see the branches there. But it blurs them as well. So it's very uncanny, and I can always tell if it's a 90mm usually, like just by looking at the background.
Yeah. And you'll see in the next shot.
Nice images too, Brett. By the way, I haven't seen these.
By the way, this is the series shoot with Melissa in the Winter Wonderland up in Toowoomba at the Japanese Gardens. So in this second shot, you see the Japanese bridge on her right-hand side, and think it's part of the bridge going on.
Yeah.
But you can see the separation between her from her and the background, and she's just really popped out of this scene so much. And this was also lit up with a beauty dish, a silver beauty dish by the Godox 360 watt seconds. I'm really just really fantastic little setup. And this was like I think it was about 5. Obviously sundown. I can't remember. This is a while back now with the A7 II, I think. But you can see how sharp her eyes are and everything and so forth. And dreamy this lens is. There's another shot here. To give you one more shot. This is my favorite. It's dramatic, it's soft, the lighting was just right. I'm matching the light to the background in this, but the detail you see in her dress and the coat and the I suppose the woolens underneath her coat, it's just unbelievable. Everything, everything in front of her is all in focus, not just her eyes. So, and this is 2.8. So,
I mean, there are several people shooters or fashion photographers that use the 90mm. I just, I don't know. I can always, I usually find the 85 1.8 Sony very handy, and I'm a 50mm shooter when it comes to fashion, so I like my 50mm 1.4. Gives me a bit more flexibility, and I can go full size even in landscape mode, which is really interesting. But I mean, the 90mm is I really need to utilize it a lot more, I think, for this kind of shooting. It's really nice, and it's also a great a headshot lens. It's a great headshot lens.
Studio. You just got to be very careful in studio, because when you start stopping down like f8, you're going to reveal every skin pore, every texture, and that if your model doesn't have great skin, just be very wary of that. Because,
again, this is just one of those lenses that it really it's a very powerful consideration for people to maybe have a look at this. And obviously Sony has also brought out they had A-mount lenses with macros, and the other current macro lens from Sony is the 50mm 2.8. But it's a little bit slower focusing than this lens. And it also barrels out a little bit on the front, like it comes out out of its housing a little bit when you focus. And whereby this one does not. It doesn't barrel out or anything like that. So whatever length this lens is, it stays this length. So so it's all.
And the other beauty, and the other beauty of this for guys that do weddings and that. I mean, you can do your wedding portraits and that with it, and plus your macro of the wing, the wedding rings and stuff. So it's a very, very versatile lens.
It's a tough lens to
like
sort of deny, especially when you're doing macro photography and you want to get yourself into that. And all I can say, that there was a little secret about macro photography. and I keep saying this to people all the time. Yeah, I think we lost Brett again. But I keep saying this to people all the time. Get in there, you know, like if you think you're close enough to a subject in macro, just go a little bit closer again and take another step forward. You know, like when you see the shots that I took with the bees and the ants, I mean, I almost had the lens hood right on the ant almost. the ant was running up the lens hood. And I just gotta fish out Brett and just see where he's at. Where you at, Brett? Just gotta hang up on him so I can actually, so he can redial me again. Okay. And that's kicked us out again, so that's really good. Yeah, so again, we're still having problems with Brett's connection. Even though we thought it was fixed at one stage. Telstra, was it? I'm pretty sure a Telstra technician came out and did a fix on it, but I can see that it's not done yet. Yeah, and you're right, Sharon. It should be great for portraits of old people. Then, sure, more crags. Yeah, absolutely. If you want that grungy look on an older person, then by all means go for the 90mm. Yeah, like if you want a softer lens, then maybe the 85 1.4 GM might be really good for you. That's a bit more soft. But a lot of people swear by that lens. I don't use it because it is too soft. But that is, you know, objective. Everyone can just choose whatever lens they want to shoot with. Again, you know, this is my go-to lens when I do my fashion photography. This is the 50mm Zeiss 1.4. But it's very hefty, so I wouldn't recommend taking this to a photo walk. I think this is almost a kilo. It's built like a tank, but it's a beautiful lens, beautiful lens. There have been suggestions that some of these copies are not 100%, so be very careful if you ever think about buying something like this. Then do check out make sure that the lens is perfectly sharp for your needs. Yeah, so I will start talking about, well, the other thing that we've got now is we can go straight into our artistic review. I'm just waiting for Brett to sort of just come back. I believe he's getting a bit frustrated, but every time he gets thrown out, he has to reboot his computer or something like that. So let's just wait for him. And has anyone got any questions in the chat? Sharon? Oh, here he is. He's coming back again. There you go. How you going, Brett? Brett? Okay, he's still not here. This is really good. You dropped out again, Brett, so I'm not sure what happened there. But keep trying, we'll get there. I just want to quiet my phone so the ringtone doesn't come through there. Yeah. Sharon says he's gone into a phone booth to get into his Superman costume. Did you hear that, Brett? You're Superman. Yeah, it's very sorry about this, guys, but I'm sure we're gonna get into it sooner or later and solve this riddle with the internet connection for once and for all. Okay, so how about we go into our artistic review. We got some really, I gotta say, we got some really interesting images to talk about, and this one here is from John Gatsby, and John shot this with the A7R4, and interestingly enough, with the Sigma 105 macro lens, which has just recently come out at ISO 100 f4 and at 1/640th of a second, and it's a very interesting choice that John has gone through with the light in this, where he's put the frog into the shadow, and the light is apparently coming through the leaf. So the leaf is completely lit up, and the frog is in shadow, even though you can still see details of the frog, and that's really interesting to me. That I've never really thought about taking images like that, and this just goes to show you what we can do nowadays with when you think about doing this kind of work. You can become really artistic and just basically really get into this kind of niveau and be different. You can be different. The only thing I would say is that the eye and the mouth of the frog is a little bit, just a tiny bit overblown, and you can probably bring back the highs on that, like drop the highs on this. So I'll just show you what I'm talking about. If you just get a spot tool and you bring a spot tool around the frog's head there, and then all what you have to do is just slide the highlight to basically 0. Just bring the highlight right down there, and that will help a little bit towards normalizing that and not making it so powerful and strong and relevant. And you can also do that where you can also drag down the white on it as well, because blown out surface is actually seen as white by the editing program. Yeah, I'm still waiting for you to come in, Brett, if you can hear me. So not sure what's going on there. So what is everyone saying here? And Michelle is saying, can't be helped, modern technology. Yeah, you would think in 2020 that internet connection wouldn't be such a big problem anymore, but yeah, there's still hang-ups. And as I was basically saying, great shot, John, and well done. But I can't see John in the show. He hasn't appeared. But yeah, thanks for entering, John. It's a really great shot. I can't really falter it, apart from maybe just that there is a spider web just on the side there, and you can actually fix that up as well by just getting a cloning tool and just running a clone tool over that area. So you basically just hit the option button, so you get a spot where you can start off with, and just draw over that bit of spider web there. Obviously I'm not doing a good enough job, but you can move the point to wherever you want it to be, and it will just replicate that area, and you can see it going dark there. So if you do it step by step and slowly, you can fix this. Let's just delete this area. Let's bring this back to normal again. But once you point this out, you can actually see that line really, it becomes really relevant in the image. But all these things I'm pointing out about this picture are fixable. It is all fixable, and yeah, it's a very interesting image. Was this done during the photo walk, John? Not 100% sure, but yeah, please let us know. And yep, here we go. Here comes Brett. I'm gonna try Brett again here. How you going, Brett? No. Brett is not being very successful with us here. Can you hear us, Brett? There you go, Brett. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Thanks, Telstra. Yeah, you found the problem.
You made it. Sorry, what was wrong?
Don't know yet. Look, Telstra keeps telling me every time they come over here to check my internet, what they do is they use a AM radio, right? They've got this AM radio, just a normal radio, and what they do is they tune off an air a channel till you get the air. You know, the area sound you get, like
so with other words, you've got frequency interference.
Frequency interference. So we found one problem. It was a light, one of those, you know, remote control lights.
Previously, you told me it was a TV set.
Yep.
So you got rid of the TV set and you bought yourself a new TV set.
Yep.
And you thought that fixed it, and then you started having problems again with dropouts.
Yeah.
And then Telstra came back again. And they basically said, it's another interference, and it ended up being a security light.
That's right. That was
creating the interference.
Yeah.
And you got rid of that now.
We got rid of that, and
you're still dropping out.
And still dropping out. And the last show we did not drop out at all.
So it's just just a weird thing. Well, we're just going to keep on persisting and keep on going at it.
Anybody who's using ADSL, just be careful that the TVs and other devices can generate a frequency that is the same frequency as your phone line. And once that happens, that interferes with your internet and what makes you drop out. Apparently, that's what the Telstra technician has said.
So what you need to do, Brett, is turn on your radio and see what's going on there.
You got to go like power thing. You know, you got to turn everything off. And when you get that real buzzing sound that's sort of more distinguished over the air hiss, you know there's a frequency that's affecting your internet cable, which is your telephone line.
Yeah, so you got rid of all that. It's supposed to be good now, but you're still dropping out. So I'm not 100% sure what's going on there. But it could also be because there's a lot of all the Year 12 school leavers are around with using up the internet bandwidth, and also the university students are on there.
Lauren, we do not use the landline as our phone line. So, our phone is not actually connected to our landline. I'm just using purely for the internet services. So, it's far more costly to use the landline, than what it is mobile. So, it makes sense.
Lauren said, have you got a line filter installed? So, not 100% sure, but... You know,
well, that's another thing I can probably do. I might run a filter for it and just to see what actually happens. That might filter it, but not to the node it won't. So, But anyhow, that was my little rant.
I'm sure we're going to work this out sooner or later. And I like your shirt there. Should I mention your shirt?
Oh,
Brett?
yeah. These are
Sony Africa shirt there, is it?
Yeah, they're brand new. We've been waiting for a whole year for these to come out. So thanks to Maurice for making these, having these shirts made up. So it's been a long time coming because we cannot wear the jackets in summer. It's too damn bloody hot. So But
I'm not 100% sure what's going on here, but because my screen is flashing on and off, I don't know. It's a bit annoying. The Capture One is going black and then it comes back up again. So we're having all sorts of nice little problems here. It's really interesting. I'm not even touching anything, and it just sort of flashes, goes dark. And so sorry, guys. This is these are glitches again. So Steve even said that he had lots of problems, and then at the end he demanded a new modem, and that fixed it.
Yep.
So
well, I got a brand new modem too. When we were going to get, Westnet was going to give us 5G wireless, but we found that we couldn't get that because we had no line of sight, being in bushland.
Yeah.
So
well, let's get back into the show, Brett. We got this is John Gatsby's frog.
Yeah, I love this. When I saw it, I went, "Wow, fantastic shot!" So yeah.
I mean, all what I did with it, I put a spot layer over the eye and the mouth, and I just dragged down the highlight and the white slider, just to cushion that down a little bit, and so it was just a little bit too hot for my likings. And I just dragged that down a touch, but it's I love it. Yeah, it's a nice picture.
Yeah, I'm just trying to pull that up somewhere else here, so I can look at more detail.
Yep. Yeah, well done, John. But I can't see John in the show, so he hasn't come into the building.
Oh well, he'll get to see it later on. But
it's just one of those.
Yeah, I did hear what you say on my mobile phone on the 4G G network, and listening to. I was waiting for the router to boot back up. Fantastic. Did he say he used a torch or something in this, or was this just with the lighting? Didn't say anything.
No, he didn't. He didn't say use a torch or anything like that. I think this was shot at the photo walk. I would think.
Okay.
Not 100% sure, because I didn't get to talk with John about this picture. But great eye again. John is really accelerating into becoming a really great photographer. And also, congratulations, John, if you are watching this. You asked me the other day to give you some information about doing video work. I think there's a real estate agent that you have been doing some work for, and I saw the other day you printed out a huge cityscape image of Surface Paradise, and that was a paid job as well. So looks like everything is going well for you.
Yeah. Nothing I can much say to this. I think you pretty much said it all about this shot. Well done, John. Yeah. It's the sort of images I look in for a macro shot, guys. So if you really want to nail shots, this is an example.
It had to be different as well. This is certainly a difference. It's not really highlighting the body of the frog, or it's just the eye that's being highlighted, but it's the leaf, the leaf and the lines going towards the frog. It's really interesting.
Yeah.
So
and you do see all the detail on the shadow of the frog anyhow. So it's very distinctive.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I'm going to move on because I've been stuck on this frog for a while now, and this is quite a really nice image. I really do like this image as well. This is shot by Steve Wagstaff, and it's hang on, just let me get the readouts. It's ISO 400, 1/2000th of a second, f5.6. 166 mil, and I'm pretty sure this was shot with the A7 III. Is that right, Steve? And this might be the 100 to 400 lens. So just let me know, Steve, if that's correct. What do you think about this shot, Brett? This landscape shot.
I like this. It's moody. It's almost like it's, obviously it's late in the afternoon or first light, because you can see all the shadows casting to the right side of the image, or the left-hand side of the image.
Yeah.
Beautiful light. No skies, unfortunately. Landscapes, number one thing with landscapes, sky, to fill the top part of the frame.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I've noticed been noticing this year, late this year, there's most of the time we don't get enough cloud. Yeah, it's just that conditions of the drought and everything and so forth. So, unfortunately, but no, golden color of the morning light, plenty of detail on the tree. I'm just sort of thinking, because the tree is sort of leaning to the left, it's come up and then worked its way to the left of the image. But it's got these mountains in the background. Obviously, it's some sort of mining going on there, opal, whatever, iron, or whatever it is. This is obviously outback Australia. So, in mentioning about these mountains in the background, they're sort of offsetting this tree. It's giving way to that view on the left-hand side. Other than that, it's kept everything pretty neutral.
Sorry, Brett. I completely cut this image, or cropped this image in. It just came up as a crop. So sorry about that, Steve. But I did think for a second this image looked a bit strange, having the tree cut off, but it's indeed not cut off at all. He did mention it. I had to check. So.
Yeah.
Yep, sorry about that.
Other than that, it's. I feel. Look, one thing I will sort of mention, it needs a bit more depth. It's sort of looking a bit flat all the way through the image. Because I suppose there's really no highlights. So if you could add in the highlights in the tree, maybe, where there's already, if you look closely into the tree and see where the leaves are a bit brighter and the rest of the tree, just enhance that a bit more, and maybe on the actual tree side where the light's hitting it, and bit of a dodge and burn, just to give it more depth in the image, and I think that will improve that image a lot.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if people do a lot of dodging and burning. It is quite simple, but it does take a technique to do it right. So when people look at it, you can't see where you've been and so forth. It's something that's really worth learning how to do, and I'm not just talking about in landscapes. I'm talking about portraiture as well, and other images and that too, because you just got to remember when we see images in the back of a camera or on the computer, your raws are always going to look flat, and you've got to turn that 2D image into a 3D. So you've got to give it depth.
Yeah. I mean, Steve says we're shot in the middle of a day, so it's got the harshest light. No clouds in the sky. So, it's tough.
Right, yeah. That's fair enough. But you can utilize that harsh light and bring some of that harsh light back on that tree. Just to give it a bit more depth.
Yeah.
That's what
I can't fault it. I mean, the only thing I can see there is, so it just keeps on blacking out for some reason.
I noticed that.
Yeah, I mean, I installed Big Sur on my computer, and ever since then it's just been a bit tougher. I don't know why, but while I'm in the process of updating my computer, so I'm probably going to get that new M1 Mac Mini. I will just say, like, you got that range of mountain, and to the left of it, that last 1/8 of the image is probably, it's dead space there. If that makes sense. So maybe try and crop it in a little bit. But that is just taste. That's all.
Mm.
I mean, I can't really. And look, I'll just crop it in a little bit so you can see what it looks like if I do that.
Yeah.
But it's not absolutely necessary. But I'm just talking about this bit of space here. But then you're cropping away just that outcrop of mountain just in the front of it. But maybe just go to there, somewhere around there, and then you might come up with something decent. There, like that.
Yep.
It just stops my eye from drifting out of the image.
Yeah.
Okay, so there you go. Steve said it was an evening shot. Yeah, I was just looking at the shadow of the tree trunk.
Yeah.
And it looked, so it's an evening shot.
I did mention before, if you looked at shadow, it definitely looked afternoon or morning. So,
yeah.
And when he said midday, and I thought, okay, and then I didn't think twice what I said before. But then,
yeah, I mean that's the only and the other problem that I've got with this image is also you can see a car in the background. I don't know if you can see that on the right hand side, halfway up the image. There's sort of like a silver roof car that's going through the image, so that can be fixed up, Steve, and it's sort of like
I didn't see that.
Brings technology into the image. That's the only thing. Yeah, just look. I mean, I got published with an image, and I still hate it to this day because I can see the model's bags and everything on the beach. You know, sort of like in the background, sitting on rocks, and a lot of people have never seen it, or they're liking that image too. I should bring that up, Brett. How about it? Oops, that's a shortcut I didn't want to do. Getting my face up. So we'll switch that back over.
The other thing too, Steve, is that you can do that as a 1-to-1 ratio square crop, like if you do an Instagram, and you can actually just do around that tree. That would be very popular on Instagram.
Yeah.
So.
And Sharon says, like that car in the Ben-Hur movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was actually, look, I mean, even movie makers do leave stuff in that they would rather not have in.
Hey, Scott. Welcome to the chat and live show.
Hang on, Scott. Nice seeing you. And this is another shot taken by Steve. And I very much like this. I like these. I like action-y shots and that sort of stuff that's going on. Okay, so just let me see. I'll just zoom this in a bit so people can see what this looks like.
Actually, I like this shot, Steve. Very good action shot.
Gee, I'm very unky with my bloody controls here lately.
Yeah. It's almost like he's got his foot actually caught up in that stirrup because he's gone back the other way.
Yeah, so is he getting bucked around?
Yeah.
Steve, let us know. Like how many minutes was he hanging onto this horse?
Yeah, with his foot.
I mean, it's a very dangerous sport, isn't it? Like it's.
It is. Yeah.
Okay, so maybe I should just. I should zoom out just to get the horse's tail in so everyone can see that that is actually indeed not cropped out. Okay, so.
I'm liking this. The more I'm looking at it and so forth. Great lighting, obviously in the afternoon.
Steve says, "Get off my back." Yeah, that's a good name for that picture. Gotta say.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. I mean, if anything, I would flip that picture again. You know, like what I showed in the previous shows. But because you got the poster there in the background, and it says something. If you flip, it will actually mirror wrong the writing, so you can't really do that.
No, but I quite like it in that.
Yeah, it's a nice image.
Yeah.
I like the rim light on the cowboy's hat.
I was just thinking that.
You know, it's just lovely, beautiful colors. Yeah. How much better can you get an action shot? I mean, you can get it better with a 400mm at 2.8.
Yeah.
You know, just to blur out the audience. But I mean, look.
The other thing is, if you look quite closely, you can't distinguish people's faces in the background anyhow. So that's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
If you didn't really want to, I mean, you would open your lens up more. But in these sort of instances where action shots, especially these, you're going to miss a lot more detail when you open up too much. So you've got to, I think you just got to run with it. You know, try one aperture and see what you're getting, because I don't know where he's focused in this particular shot, but that's not the point.
Well, I like the way positioning yourself in the right spot is really important when you're doing action shots. And also, it's not so much just being in, you know, on the right seat at the right moment. You've got to be at the right height at the right moment. And you can see, like it's right at the height of the horse's eye. So this is a perfect position for an image like this, height-wise. I'm saying, you know.
I suppose it doesn't really matter where he is, because these horses are riding out around the circle anyhow, the arena.
Well, so, I'm just turning around and saying, like, I mean, you know, to get the full length of a horse, the right angle and the right height as well, because you can see in the background the audience. You can sit up a lot higher, and that's what a lot of people do. They go there with their cameras and they stand up a lot higher up, and then they shoot down into the stadium, and then you got this top down look more than anything, you know. But this is just right height. This is really good. I like it.
Yeah. But looking at this photo doesn't need a headline or a heading. The action just says it all. So, you know, pretty much straight up what it's all about and so forth. But other than that, this is more an action shot than anything else. So creative comes in the second place. If you want to be more creative with this and make a bit more dramatic or black and white, or, you know, it's in his favour what he wants to do. But other than that, no, it's a bloody good image, Steve. Well done.
Yeah, so it's I mean, like what Sharon was saying, the strap in the back or under the belly is there to make them buck. So that's really annoying to the horse, and they start bucking. I just, I mean, I even like the dust on the sand and all that, the dragging, and great shot.
Yep.
Great shot. And there's a good suggestion from Steve as well. He's saying, if you got the 100 to 400, stay at f5.6 all the way through. So don't do any variation in your f-stop. So then you can just quickly focus in and out, and you don't lose your lighting and all that. So spot on, Steve. Yeah, very well done. It's very well controlled. I mean, this, like when you do these rodeos, I mean, you got several attempts to get it right, but you know, I don't know what else I can say about this picture. It's great.
Yep. Well, he's got his ISO up and then his shutter speed up. So there's barely any any blurring in the actual scene at all. I don't think there is actually. Maybe a bit of blurring in the tail, but that's about it. Yeah, but no, but it doesn't hurt to have a bit of blur in some areas because it gives it a bit more motion.
Yeah, I mean, it more or less makes me want to go to a rodeo and do that sort of shooting, you know?
Yeah.
And it's great because you got this it's interesting you can't see a shadow on the ground at all from the horse. It must be further up, so it must be evening, afternoon, maybe light, but it's just
you can see the on the right hand side.
Yeah, it's coming from the right.
Yeah, so the shadow is going to be way off out of frame.
And that just sort of like it is great because it doesn't distract, you know, and it's great.
Yeah.
Well done.
Well done, Steve.
So how about we move on to the next picture, and I would say this would be probably the picture of the day. I mean, we're getting the pictures are getting better and better, Brett.
That's right.
Just me?
And exactly what we want to see. Yeah.
Oh, this is me doing this stupid move again. Sorry, guys.
Technical issues today.
Wow. Look, I mean, if I'm clicked onto this this software, my shortcut button doesn't work for the editing program. So let's get back into it again. You know, that's what happens when amateurs do live shows. Okay, so
geez, Mark, attention seeking.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Well, you're getting my best side. Okay, so I'm bringing up this picture, Brett, because Michelle, this is Michelle Redlick's picture.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And she told me this beautiful story that when she was, I think she painted this in her year 10.
Oh, right.
And then she, I guess she forgot about the painting or whatever, and she went back to the same spot.
Yeah.
And shot this image, and then she said, well, that's a bit strange, you know, I remember this picture from somewhere. And then she went back to the painting and realized it was the same picture that she took. So,
oh, right.
Yeah, very interesting. So what do you think about this picture, Brett?
I've got to bring it up on another device.
God. So,
just let me find
Sorry,
it.
guys, this is just blinking in and out, but every time I make a move, it just sort of like it blinks out. I don't know why. I've got to do some more testing about this. Trying to sort it out. Yeah, so
it looks to me that she didn't finish the painting off because the trees are bare or would have dead. So, but in the photo, I can see the resemblance. Whether landmass has changed then, I don't know. But with the mountains and that, there was a similar thing there. Whether she done anything on the editing side of the photo to just to compare with her painting.
Well, I should mention that she shot this with the A6500, the APS-C camera from Sony, and at 1/350th of a second, ISO 100, f5.6 with the 28-105 lens.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I mean,
this is like Ivanhoe, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's like Ivanhoe.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
You can probably just confirm that, Michelle, when if you're in the show. If you haven't fallen asleep yet. But so all up, I just think that the grass in the foreground, like if we just sort of like forget about the painting and we're just looking at this, the grass in the foreground doesn't really do much to the image.
It's give or take. I mean, the only way you can do that is just crop out the bottom and see what it looks like. But obviously, you're going to stretch out the picture more into like a 6:9 or 6:10 ratio. But in editing terms, I would bring the highlights and that down the top of the image a bit more and bring out more of that darker detail in the sky, and probably add a bit more texture and maybe something with the white balance. Maybe warm it up a bit. Maybe, yeah.
Okay, so she did the painting in Melbourne.
Okay.
What? And like a sinking. No editing to look like a sinking. Not making, not understanding that right. But yeah, and then she says, yes, it's Lake Wivenhoe. So there you go. So
so I suppose she's saying that the painting was done in Melbourne and so forth, but
yeah,
this image that she shot at Wivenhoe reminded her of that painting she did 10 years ago.
Yeah, and so she did it in her year 10 in school.
Yep.
And I can't tell, like I think a year later, because she's so young.
Yep.
A year later she did I'm not going to tell anyone how many years later she did it, but it's a fair bit later, and so there it is. So there's the picture. Interesting, very interesting. It's always, I mean, the drama in the sky always makes an image like this. It makes or breaks it. So maybe just go back to this one day, like for a morning shot or an evening shot, and just sort of like get the golden light on it.
Yeah,
it just needs that little bit of lifting.
Yeah. Because it's still looking a bit flat. Just needs a bit more depth and a bit more contrast in those layers of the mountains. To just give it some more depth. Once again, you could add dodging and burning, and maybe make the atmosphere by using desaturation, not the what do you call it?
Sharon's birthday is coming up on Friday, by the way, Brett. So we have to wish her a happy birthday on the photo walk, at the photo walk when she comes.
Well, we'll have to do that too, won't we? Yep.
Yeah. Someone bring a birthday cake.
Yep. We can do that. Yeah. So dehaze tool, I was thinking of.
A dehaze tool, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, just use the dehaze tool a bit more, Michelle, maybe, just to get that misty look out of there a little bit over the mountain range.
And a lot of people think about dehaze. They think about dehazing the shot. You could slide it the other way and give it more haze. If you know what I mean. We might talk about that another time in another show, what actually dehaze actually does. But you can use that to either dehaze things, or you can add more haze into an image for creative reasons. So, yeah.
Yeah, my system is really dragging behind, so I'm sorry about this, guys, because it's constantly doing something. I'm very suspicious about what Big Sur has done to my computer, if it's actually disabled my T2 chip inside the Mac Mini. So that's what I'm starting to think about.
So you're saying that Apple did a recent update?
Apple has got a new software update. It's called Big Sur.
Right.
If people don't know, there's an update for you guys, but yeah, just be aware that it's actually just done something to my Mac Mini, and I don't know if it's the actual software or there's been several updates that came through for the Capture One update came through a couple of weeks ago, and then there's also an update for the streaming software that just came through today. So I'm just not sure what's going on here 100%. So
you haven't got Capture 21 yet?
No, I don't have Capture 21.
Okay, still waiting to come.
Yeah,
out
still
yet.
waiting for that. And guys, there's Capture 21 that's on its way to come.
There's been a sneak peek of that new version.
Are they now saying December, Brett? I'm not 100%
somewhere
sure.
like that, they're still using the beta version of that Capture 21 at the moment. So
So if anyone is interested, look it up and type in Capture 121, because what we are using is Capture 120, the Sony version, which is a little bit cheaper than the Pro version.
Well, Mark's using the Sony version. I was using the Sony version, but apparently I accidentally upgraded to the Pro version, which means
you're paying more.
I pay a bit more, but which means I could use any camera on that Capture One, not just Sony. Where Mark's just using his program for Sony only. So
Okay, this is just flashing on and off like no man's business.
So driving you nuts.
Well, it's probably not driving me nuts so much as what it's driving the audience nuts. So I'm just gonna get out of get into the browser again and and I think we're done with the reviews. I mean, we're really early today, Brett. Look at this. Wow. It's only 7:47, so we haven't even done 2 hours yet.
We've broken a record.
We've broken everything at the moment.
Yeah, we've had.
We've broken the internet.
We've booted out 3 times so far tonight. Mark's computer's playing up. And now we're ahead of time. How's that possible?
Oh, look, Brett, we can only laugh about these things. It's just like if it was really, really important, and we'd be making a living out of YouTube. And I mean, guys, if you don't know, we are not making any money whatsoever on YouTube, and we're doing all this for free. We're not really, there's no money getting handed over here. No. Like we're not sponsored by anyone. There's just no money moving. We're just doing this for the love of it.
We're passionate photographers.
We're so passionate, but thank you everyone for sticking in there, and also thank you everyone for submitting your pictures, and Steve and John and Michelle. Great shots. What can I say? It's been a hoot. Like I really
can't wait to see what everybody's gonna deliver next show. So,
exactly, guys. So you just gotta be in it to win it. I think in 2021, if we are just continuing this show, because we are in what is this show now? Show 27. 27,
yeah.
Show 27. So we've done over 50 hours. More than 50 hours, way more.
We're running up the time, so
we've done all this since COVID. So 27 weeks of and plus the skips that we did, so there you go. That just goes to show you how long the COVID virus has been around.
Yeah, and we're one of the first people that actually did to start doing all the lives since the COVID came along. So there's not many people do it, but there's a lot of people still haven't figured out that the live shows are not going to go away, guys, because it's not like believe it or not, doing the live shows is a bit harder than doing a pre-recorded thing, because you guys don't get to say anything in those sort of shows because it's not live.
Yeah.
So somehow, you know, I've got to be honest with YouTubers. They seem to like these pre-recorded things, and they just sit there, watch, and then they make a comment at the end or whatever. But they're still really not switched on about these live shows. And the reason why we do the live shows, because you've got two photographers talking to one another.
I quite enjoy doing these shows because we get to talk about, and we're spinning up ideas that I didn't even think about. And when I see the artistic reviews, and I'm seeing something new, like for instance what John did with the frog, and what Steve did with the rodeo horse, you know, and it's just sort of like gets my juices flowing again, and I'm going, wow, you know, like I never thought about this image, and I you know, like, okay, now I understand. In a rodeo, you got to sit at the right height, and you know, all these things that I probably would have done wrong, you know, because I've actually never been to a rodeo. So Steve, let me know when you want to invite me to actually come shooting with you. Let me know.
And Sharon just made a point that the delay is difficult enough for one liners guys. Just hello, yeah, but and that's the hardest thing with the live shows. Yes, it's that delay as well. Gee.
Yeah. I mean, there's always like a 5-6 seconds delay before Brett gets to see it all. So he's got to basically, you know, just listen well to what I'm saying. So he looks like he's seeing it, but he's not actually seeing what I'm seeing straight away. So that's the unfortunate about this delay business. And there's no get around. Well, Ecamm Live has actually got now. If I upgrade to the Pro version, I can actually do what is it called? Have you coming in live and not using Skype anymore. But I'm already paying enough for the service. Because I've got to pay for the software per month. And they want double that again if I want the Pro level. And I'm not willing to pay that, so we've got to stick it out with Skype.
Lauren, we have considered Zoom calls, but you only get how many hours live do you get the Zoom? Did you say, Mark? It wasn't very long.
Yeah, I mean it's Zoom doesn't really work as well as what this does. It gives us a lot of flexibility, and we can push videos into it, and we can do this live chat business and all that. You know, with Zoom calls, it's more like they're more sort of like interview. You know, that interview level stuff, but this is more like a for shows. There's also several other ones where you can that you can delve into, and once you start doing this, it really does your head in. There's just so many programs that you need to try out first and see which one works and which one doesn't. But for and I should mention, Ecamm is for Mac users only. They don't have a Windows version. But I just found it much the easiest way and the most flexible program out there. But it is a monthly cost. So and the only way to help us, guys, is to basically give us your thumbs up and tell other people about the show, obviously, and obviously, just you know, like join us and you know, become part of the job.
Thank you, Sean. Yes, live is not an easy thing to do.
Subscribe. You know, that's really important. So
live it sort of puts you on the spot that we do have a timeline that we actually that Mark puts up, and we go by that, and sometimes that can get out of place, and that
I mean, we try and advertise it as much as we can. There is just there are certain, there's many Facebook groups where we are not allowed to advertise the show. You know, and not allowed to place links, etc., which is silly in a way, but people don't want it, you know, they get zealous about it, so so be it. Nothing you can do about it. I mean, there are some other groups that are really generous, and I've got to thank the other groups as well that let me do the advertising, and again, you know, we're just doing it for helping out people and showing news and you know, doing all these artistic reviews for everyone to learn. And if anyone's got ever any questions about the technical side of it, ask Brett. Don't ask me.
Yeah. I'm not that technical, but anyhow, but the other thing is, guys, too, you know, doing these live shows where we're giving out information and talking, discussing photography, cameras, lenses, whatever, news and that. Then if you go to any other YouTube channel and that, if you want the information, unfortunately, a lot of them are now saying you got to pay a fee to go into a park or something to, you know, get all that information.
I can understand that, because there's a lot of YouTubers and a lot of professional photographers out there that they make a living by doing that, and I mean they want to sell their knowledge, obviously.
But you and I, Mark, that we do have the photo walks, we do have the workshop that we can fall on. That's our blood.
I mean, I just want people to you know, if I get enough subscribers, imagine, Brett, we can. You know, we can both drive Tesla cars. I don't know, we can just show off our brand new studio and brand new builds and have all the latest gear, you know, and have Apple watches, and, you know, it's just going to look great. We'll make a fortune.
Well,
okay, guys, on that, sorry, Brett?
Yep, we keep going.
I mean, the sky's the limit, right? Anyway, guys, you know, as usual, we always make a lot of jokes about everything that's going on here. And we're just trying to keep it lighthearted. Photography should be fun for everyone, and you know, like it's not sort of like a, you know, there are professional photographers out there that you know, you ask them one question and they think that you want to steal something from them. You know, like you want to take their baby or something, but. You know, I mean, if anyone's got any questions with us, you know, we're always there to help. Okay.
I must say, too, on that note, I get plenty of people that PM me. And, you know, through Facebook, and they actually tell me, thank you very much for all the help and that I give them and that, because I'm actually getting them to improve and they move on to the next level, and they're getting jobs now. So, you know, and I've always get these feedbacks and appreciation from time to time, and it's great to hear that.
I mean, that's what we really like to hear. You know, like, I mean, people really understanding what we are trying to teach or what we're trying to show. If you got a question, then, you know, like we like response from that. I mean, sometimes we just give the answer and we're trying to be as nice as possible, and then we don't hear anything back and we don't know if it worked or not, and so that makes it really tough for us to then you know, like if people just come into the Facebook group and they just come in and dig for answers to their questions, and they don't want to be proactive in the Facebook group, it's not really helping anyone. I understand people have got questions and we answer them, but if they only come in for that one reason and they just want to pick our brains, it's a terrible thing to do. You know, like you know, and but well, there's not much you can do about it. It's just that people are that way inclined sometimes. So Brett, with that,
anyhow, we're hit right on mark here. 2 hours.
Thank you everyone for being on the show, and it's good night from that guy over there.
Him.
And it's good night from me as well. And look, I mean, we did it right on 2 hours, Brett. Right? I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you, Brett. Good.
Even if I keep dropping out, but anyhow.
And remember, guys, if you, Lauren, thank you for offering to give us another picture. But do if I place the announcement of the live show, I always ask people to put their pictures in the comment boxes, And if you do that early enough, it gives me enough time to write it all up and put the placement, set it up, and get it all going for you. So next time, Lauren, pop your picture in, and we'll glad to give it a review. But we always ask people to show us your best pictures, because that way we can help you with the with what you're doing wrong. Because if you're just showing us a snapshot picture, it's not going to help anyone. You know, try and show us your best pictures that you've recently taken, hopefully, and then we can help you a lot. And that's what we were asking for. And Steve is saying bye. Lauren is saying, haha, was more because you were commenting that you were running early. Yep. Thanks, lad. I was able to make it to the show. Yeah, Steve, Scott, sorry.
Yeah, Scott, good to see you, mate. Yeah, I haven't seen you for a fair while. But
guys, we love yous all. And most of these people here, we're going to see yous all at the...
next Saturday
at the photo walk, hopefully. I mean, it's going to be, as Brett said already, this is going to be probably the last one, and then we might do a barbecue or something like that. So it really depends on what Brett wants to sort of set up and do, or we'll go for the Sony scene, obviously, and will be announced. But you know, look, make the best of it for 2020, because we are run out models. You know, like, and we're just going to have the Saturday one photo walk, and then it might not be happening until 2021 again. So yeah. Okay, guys. So thumbs up to everyone that was here, and
thanks up everybody, and hope you enjoyed the show. And it's night from me, and it's night from him.
Night from everyone, and good night to you guys, and see you all in. Well, our shows are now every fortnightly now, so it just gives us a bit of breather, and this is actually a good coinciding with the photo walk, because we've got the photo walk on Saturday, and then the following weekend we're doing the live show again. So yeah, it'll be interesting. So guys, bye everyone, and watch the outro.
Keep on shooting.
Keep on shooting.